Hey everybody, Andy here. Just want to give you a quick update on the wire transfer situation. Uh, Cannot spent several hours this morning trying to get the right people on the phone to give me a reason or to get the issue resolved. Can't seem to get anywhere with them. So it's not my bank, it's an intermediary bank that has put the halt. So we will, or what I have already done is gone to a new bank to send a wire. It's gone and it covers everything that we have up through today, and just a tiny cut, not enough to even consider a cushion. But uh, anyway, I have to address something else from the other group. There are quite a few people that are in both groups, and this email appealed to them to try to leave my group. And I just I wouldn't give it any consideration other than when he tries to injure my members or myself. I feel like it requires being addressed. So I let me just tell you what the email says. It says, I have been hearing a lot of people saying we have another stock group that is having problems sending wires to Iraq. Okay, I don't know why people are telling him that, but so what? George, you had some trouble too with wires. If you don't remember, let me remind you. But the only reason people didn't know about it is because you were not transparent. Okay? So you know exactly what is going on here. Uh, you know that this isn't an end all. It doesn't spell danger. It doesn't spell run. It doesn't, it's simply an intermediary bank that did this. But now saying that, oh no, he says, we talked to the brokers early this morning and there's no such problems with wire transfers into Iraq. Well, bully for you, George. You contacted Taha. Yay! I'm glad that I am in your head so much that you have to feel a need to find out. I already told my members, because I am open and upfront and honest with them, that that our brokers have said that it couldn't be on Iraq side because it takes 24 hours to get there. So let me tell you that again. I talked to our brokers, and they tell me that it takes 24 hours for a wire to get through, so it couldn't be them. And that's something I told them Thursday or Friday. So just so you know, George, we already know that. Okay? But, I understand the scare tactic that you're trying to put into this email. So he goes on, now saying that we know what is being told is not true. What's not true, George? And this brings me to think there can only be two reasons for this. And one is the group's bank has put the brakes on this group, or the group is being pumped to send more money for blocks so the owner of the group can make more money, since he has already quit his main job and lives off of his members, and he is getting in a tight now and the block sales have slowed down. No, George, I really think the reason you say there can only be two reasons is that's probably as high as you can count. But you're wrong on both. And you say, now, I'm not saying that is what is happening, but you can bet there are only two things that can be happening, and now you know both of them. Well, they know both of your lies. Okay? And I've read this a few times thinking, is this real? Is he that illogical? Hey folks, we can't send any more money to Iraq. So please, send in all your money to me. Really? I'm letting people know that there was an issue, and it was a temporary issue. That's pumping? Seriously? When you're the one that talks about billionaires and trillionaires and get your money in, get your money in. George, I told you how many times stop pumping. How many times did I tell you you can't be saying that? You can't make these arbitrary numbers up. That you're in a position to where you should not ever be pumping and you should not be talking those kind of numbers. I told you how ridiculous it was. That would make you mad. Want me to go back and play some of the video where you got very angry with me a number of times that I had to cut out from our videos? And those weren't just our everyday conversations. Those were purposely made videos. Oh my gosh, how many times did I make you mad? Calling you out for a bunch of your nonsense. So I just couldn't work with you anymore. The reason we started this group, you pushed me to start this group, George. You obviously had faith in me at that time. I was much more capable than you're pretending in this email. You pushed me to start this group. I started it. After I started it, I could not condone you constantly pumping. And we argued and argued and argued over that. I don't pump. I purposely make sure that I don't pump. I have a responsibility. And I'm desperate for money. I haven't quit my job. Where did you hear that? More lies? I don't know if you're making it up or somebody told you. Either way, without verifying it, it makes you the liar. And I'm not desperate to make more money. I'm not the one that's having one of my minions contact everybody with under 10 blocks and try to force them into buying more blocks. You don't care how many blocks people have. You need more money, George, not me. But I get your point, and I'll prove it even stronger here in just a second. As my members, you all know I do not hide anything from you all, and I will never hide anything, and I always tell it like it is, and I never sugarcoat it also. So, if any of my members that has family or friends in that group, they are more than welcome to move over so they know they are taken care of in a proper way. Really, George? This shows desperation. And it shows your character. Nowhere in this email that you sent out to your members does it say, hey, you know, it's probably only temporary. I hope he gets it worked out for your sake. If you're still adding blocks, or I think everything will be all right. There was nothing positive in your email to support the members. You know, I could list a few things that you've said about the members, okay? So let's don't go there. But rather than be encouraging, you had to stoop to your lies and try to tell people, you need to bail. Come over here where I'm transparent. George, you didn't even post anything from your account page. I tried for months and months and months to get you to copy that and let's post it on the site so people could see exactly where they stood. You refused. The only reason you finally did was after I started my group and you couldn't be one-upped. Anybody can go back and look. Don't play, George. Get a life. Get over your little man syndrome or whatever it is and just move on with it. Stop trying to put me down. Stop trying to scare my members. Grow up. Let's just forget this. I left your group because not only are you a pathological liar, I didn't want to get in trouble when somebody talks about people being pumped. I've never told anybody they'd be a trillionaire if they own, or multi-billionaire if they got 10 blocks. I've never told anybody that AsiaCell was going to go over $1,000 a share. Are you kidding me? I've tried to talk you into using some common sense. But all you'd ever tell me is, you don't do the numbers. My numbers don't lie. I've worked the numbers. I can work any number I want as well, George. And you know what? I encourage my people to use their own numbers. They can come up with their own ideas. I'm not about to tell them they're going to be a billionaire with 10 blocks. I hope it happens. I truly do. But to make that claim over and over, and you always say, get the blocks, you better get them while you can. Well, obviously they can. You know, what your people don't understand is that you've sold, somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 blocks, but you're going to divide everything by 50,000. Yeah, they don't read the contract. You want to talk about being honest? You want to talk about being honest, George? You write a contract and say, this is it between me and you. No, let's scratch that. Here's an agreement between me and you. No, I don't like that one. Here's a new one. Well, what if I don't sign it? Well, I'll put you out of the group. That's extortion, George. Yeah. When you don't stick to the agreement you agreed to, but no, I'm not charging enough of a fee, so now you're going to sign a new agreement with me. And I'm going to change. No, never. This is it. This is the way it's going to be. Nothing's ever going to change. Need me to go back and play those for you, George? Your words, not mine. You said you would never, ever change your mind, that this was it. And you changed it twice after that. So don't try to pretend to me that I'm doing something wrong here. Don't you dare. You're a pathetic man whose word means nothing. Okay? You lied here. I don't know what your game is, George, but I don't want to play. Okay? So just crawl over in your little hole and enjoy your life and leave me alone. Leave my members alone. Because this could get really out of hand really fast. And it's not going to come out with you looking favorably. Okay? So you want to talk about open and transparent. This is as open and transparent as they're going to see. I'm tired of it, George. I haven't addressed several things that you've done since August or since December. I haven't addressed a few other things because I wasn't going to play your game. But when it comes to belittling me or trying to make me or my business look bad with lies, I have to address it. And sadly so. I don't know what your ploy is. I don't know what your end game is. We should be working for the betterment of our members, not making up lies. Okay? Think who you're representing, George. Let's grow up and stop with the games. Okay? Please. Guys, I'm sorry. I really am. And I hope this doesn't turn anybody off. But I can't sit idly by while somebody tries to belittle what we're doing here or makes up lies on it. I have to address it. And this is the end of it, hopefully. But I wasn't going to waste your time tonight on the live YouTube with all this nonsense. So thank you for listening. And I'm sorry that we have such a small person that has to make this stuff up. And I don't know who got the email and who didn't, but I just felt a very strong need to let you know that everything is fine. He obviously doesn't care. He would have said, hey, hopefully things will work out and he'll be in touch with y'all that everything's good or something. No, it was make up lies. Let me scare him so that I can get him to come over to me. Because evidently his little trick of trying to convince everybody with under 10 blocks to buy more isn't panning out for him. He's obviously the desperate one. And I just think you need to see him for the character he really is showing. And I'm sorry it got to that, but y'all need to be, you got to have the good, the bad, and the ugly. So with that, I thank you all. God bless you all. And I will talk to you in just a few hours live.